We're not against rap. We're not against rappers. But we are against those thugs.
How do you think the police view you?
Like they fear us in some ways when they just come out and the first thing they do is...
Not just gangs of kids anymore. They are often the kinds of kids that are called super predators. No conscience, no empathy. We can talk about why they ended up that way, but first we have to bring them to heel.
Well, in a way, we thought of you almost as a very superior pet.
I think it used to be the N-word. Now they're using thug instead of the N-word, you know, as a more accepted way of saying.
What do you think about your reputation as a thug?
I don't have that reputation.
And it's still.
I want to ask, what made them do this? They must take it off the street.
Ramos! Drones! Posters!
We throw the term around thug, street cred, calling him monkey and things. That's pseudo for the N-word.
Should you try to pretend that I'm crazy because I want America to be saved? And then you think we have no right to ask for something? Is it too much to ask you to grant us human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request? If so, you can aim your guns. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're gonna deny us the right to live?
You're not just saying that?
I never just say anything.
In America, words have never been just words. They are weapons. They are chains. They are traps designed to shape how the world sees us and how we see ourselves. Every generation, black men have carried names not chosen for them, but forced upon them. From slave to boy, from thug to gangster, from super predator to now the YN. The labels change, but the intention stays the same: to reduce, to diminish, to control. YN, short for young nigger or nigga, however you want to pronounce it.
Nigga this, nigga that, nigga please, bitch nigga, have you lost your mind? Nigga, check that hoe. Nigga, you bullshitting, break yourself, nigga. He says it so much I don't even notice it anymore. Last week in lunch, Riley says to a classmate, "Can a nigga borrow a French fry?" And my first thought wasn't, oh my God, he said the word, the N-word. It was, now how is a nigga gonna borrow a fry? Nigga, is you gonna give it back? I'm telling you, my inside voice didn't talk like that before he got in my class.
Some people might say it's just slang. Some might say it's just what the streets call each other. But history tells us something different. Nothing is ever just slang. And today, on Just Say Anything TV, we're gonna pull back that curtain. We're gonna expose the hidden dangers of calling our young black men YNs. We explore how names has always been used to diminish and criminalize us, to stigmatize us, and to strip us of our dignity. Because when they call you something other than your name long enough, you start to believe it. Remember, this is from Just Say Anything. See y'all soon.
Please, just say anything.
The power of naming. To understand why this matters, we must understand the power of naming. When Africans were stolen from their homeland, they were stripped of their birth name. Kwame became Thomas. Olu became John. Names weren't just taken, they were replaced with the names of people who claimed to own them. This wasn't by accident. It was psychological warfare. It erased the identity, erased the heritage, erased the connection to power.
James, your name is Toby. I want to hear you say it. Your name is Toby. You're going to learn to say your name. Let me hear you say it. What's your name?
Kunta Kinte.
Fast forward to Jim Crow era, grown men working providing for their families were reduced with a single word, boy. A white man could look at a 50-year-old black man who just came home from work and with one word, boy, reduce him to less than human. Even during the civil rights era, when young black men and women fought for freedom, the media often called them troublemakers, not students, not leaders, not visionaries, just troublemakers. The strategy is clear: change the label, control the narrative, control the people. There's been an evolution of negative labels. Every generation has its labels. Every era has its word. In colonial America, the label was savage. It justified enslavement. It justified violence towards those savage people.
They attack black people after they've been murdered when they did absolutely nothing wrong. You're pushing us to the limit. And what do I mean by that? You're asking us to talk about history, the history of the South. This is in Georgia. What happened in Georgia? There were savages in Georgia. It was the ancestors of the white right-wingers. They were absolute savages. They murdered people, they lynched people, they raped people, they enslaved people. They took babies from their mothers and sold them as property. You want to talk about savages? Your ancestors were the biggest savages the world has ever seen. So don't you dare call a black man a savage after you murdered him. Don't you dare do that. I'm so sick of African Americans being called violent when the world's worst violence was done to them, not by them, to them.
In the minstrel shows in the 1800s, the label were coon and buck, dehumanizing people that mock blackness and turn pain into comedy for white audiences. In the Jim Crow era, it was boy. In the 1960s and 70s, as black communities demanded equality, the FBI called activists radicals and militants. By the 1990s, the label was thug. That's when I came around. News anchors, police reports, politicians, all quick to use the word to criminalize black people. Thug became the catch-all, a word that meant black without saying black, without ever the word gangster as well too. The word crossed into pop culture. Rap music made it global, but while some embraced it as empowerment, politicians use it as evidence. Them gangsters wasn't music, it was a threat. And in the mid-90s, the ugliest label of them all, super predators. Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden as well too, speaking in 1996, warned about super predators. Young black men supposedly without a conscience, without empathy, the one word justified policies that led to mass incarceration. You see the pattern, right?
If you want to deal with this on the black side, you've got to teach your children to be respectful to the police. And you've got to teach your children that the real danger to them is not the police. The real danger to them, 99 out of 100 times, 9,900 out of 1,000 times, are other black kids who are going to kill them. That's the way they're going to die.
You see the pattern, right? Labels shift, but the system remains. And now we have the newest label, the YN. It sounds small, sounds casual, right? But I believe it's poison. YN stands for young nigger, young nigga, young nigga. A name that reduces identity to two things: age and degradation. On the surface, it seems like just another slang term used by young black guys, but make no mistake, this is not harmless. When our boys, our young black men hear this every day, when they call each other this, it becomes their identity, and identity shapes destiny. If all you hear is YNs, and that's all you believe you are, you're not a student, you're not an inventor, you're not a leader, just a YN. And here's the slickest part. For white people, it becomes a coded way to call you a nigga behind your back. It's a pass, a loophole in disguise, and I am disgusted by it. You're probably asking yourself, why do these names keep coming back? Why does every generation get a new label? Because it serves a purpose. If young black men are labeled as thugs, then they can be over-policed. If they're labeled as super predators, harsher laws can be justified. If they're labeled YN, that means that they can be dismissed before they can even grow. It's not a coincidence. It's not something random. The music industry profits when destructive labels sell records. The prison system benefits when those labels justify arrest. Politicians benefit when those labels fuel fear. It is a cycle, a machine, and the label is the oil that keeps it running. A label is never harmless. Thug justified police beatings in Baltimore and all over the United States. Super predators led to the 1994 crime bill. Boy fueled lynchings and murders like Emmett Till and many others. So what happens when being called a YN is normalized? The same thing. First is slang, then it's a stereotype, then it's law. And the laws destroys life. But here's the truth. We don't have to accept these names. We can stop calling our young black men YNs. We can remind them that they're kings, scholars, leaders, innovators. We can teach them that every negative label in history was a trap, and knowledge is the way out. Because when we name ourselves, we can define ourselves, and we can define our future. We can free ourselves. Black fathers mentoring kids. They called us savage, they called us thug, they called us super predator. Now they call us YN. But what they fear is what we truly are. Not predators, not criminals, but leaders, builders, visionaries. The greatest trick they ever pulled was convincing us that we were what they called us. And it's time to break that spell. This is Just Say Anything, where we say what they want. This has been Ish. Y'all stay real, stay trill. Thank you if you made it this far on the video. See you on the next video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. See you on the next video once again. Peace.
Just say anything. Like, share, and subscribe.
You're not just saying that?
I never just say anything.